Hello ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? It is your host, the one and only ProHenis, and today guys, I'm going to be giving you some tips on how you can get more kills in Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Now by this point the game's been out for a little bit, so I've been doing a lot of thinking about what is the best way to get the most kills possible in this game. So what I'm going to do right now guys is I'm going to quickly run down a list of the top 10 best tips on how to get more kills in BO3 to help make you guys a better player, and to be honest, allow you guys to enjoy the game a little bit more, because to be honest with you, Call of Duty is going to reward you for getting lots and lots of kills, and to be honest, it's much more fun when you're getting more kills as well. So here we go ladies and gentlemen, let's get right into it. The top 10 best tips on how to get more kills in BO3. The first tip is play aggressive. You may hear some people talk about how it's really good to play passive and play smart, and while that can be good in some situations, for the most part you're going to want to be playing aggressive. Now you don't really want to be worrying about your KD necessarily at all when you're going for a high kill gameplays, because you could get 100 plus, but odds are if you're getting 100 plus you're probably going to be ranking up maybe 20 or 30 deaths, which isn't really bad at the end of the day, because that means you're going to have a 2 or a 3 KD, which honestly is not that bad at all. So playing very aggressive, getting into that enemy spawn is going to be a very good way to get more kills. The second tip is to use good score streaks. This is honestly the second best, if not the most important tip to use when you're trying to get more kills. If you guys are looking for good score streak setups to use, you can click my video on screen right now where I outline my favorite score streak setups to hopefully help you guys get more kills. The third tip is to play Chaos Mosh Pit. Now this is going to be very important obviously, because Chaos Mosh Pit really allows you to play on those smaller maps like Combine and Nuketown. Those are maps that are obviously much smaller, which is going to make it a lot easier to get back and forth between spawns. So if you're playing an OBJ game mode like Domination, it's going to be very easy to sort of play around those OBJs in order to increase your kill count. Which actually leads me right into tip number 4, which is play around the enemy OBJ. This is really smart. If you're playing a game mode like Domination or Demolition, or even a game mode like Uplink or Capture the Flag where the spawns don't flip at all, it's very important to sort of play around where the enemies are, but not necessarily pushing all the way into their spawn. If you play around the enemy spawns on Uplink, especially on a map like Nuketown, you're going to be able to pick up a lot of kills because you always know where they're going to be spawning. So if you predict where they're going to be coming around corners, you're going to easily be able to rank up your kills, and the enemy's not going to be able to go anywhere. Now the hardest part of that is obviously pushing them back to that point where they cannot push out of their spawn, but once you get that, you're going to be ranking up a lot more kills. And that tip leads me right into the 5th tip of this video, which is ADS around corners. This is something that I see a lot of noobs make mistakes with. When you're playing Call of Duty, you definitely want to make sure that you're ADSing when you go around a corner, especially if you don't know where the enemies are. If you ADS around a corner and you're not expecting someone to be there and they're not expecting you to be there, you're going to save a half a second amount of time it's going to take for them to zoom in and aim down their sights when you're already ADS. So odds are you're going to be able to get that first shot off on them, which is overall going to increase the probability that you're going to get that kill. The next tip is to use a weapon you're comfortable with. This is very important, and I also see a lot of people making mistakes like this because they'll watch a video on YouTube saying that, oh my gosh, the VMP is the best weapon ever, when in actuality you're much more comfortable using a weapon like the Weevil or the Man of War, or maybe even an LMG like the 48 Dredge. Whatever it may be guys, use a weapon that you are most comfortable using in the game, because you don't want to be running around trying to get kills with a weapon that you're not comfortable with. You know, you don't really know how the weapon sways, or you're not comfortable with the reload time, so you definitely want to use a weapon that you're very comfortable with. The next tip is to play in a party with friends. Now this can honestly do you some good and do you some bad. Now if you're playing in a party with friends, especially if they're people who are good at the game, they may end up stealing some of those kills that you may otherwise be able to get. But if you're playing with a group of friends that can kind of help hold spawns for you, or maybe kind of control where the enemies are around the map, or maybe back you up in tight situations, you're definitely going to increase the amount of kills you get and decrease the amount of deaths, which is honestly going to make the game so much more enjoyable and really increase your chances of winning those gunfights, especially around enemy OBJs. Now the 8th tip that I have here for you guys is to use head glitches in an intelligent and smart way. You guys will see Treyarch has actually done a very good job of placing strategic head glitching spots around all the maps in Black Ops 3. So if you take advantage of those head glitching spots and know where to predict where enemies are going to be coming around, or kind of wait there when you see little red blops on the UAV radar, you can actually wait there for enemies to come around a corner, and you're honestly going to increase your chances of winning those gunfights so much better. If you guys don't know what head glitching is, it's basically you only allow your head to be seen while you're behind an object, so it's going to be very difficult for an enemy to get shots on you, but very, very easy for you to get shots on them. So using head glitches intelligently is very, very important. The 9th tip that I have for you guys is to actually make sure that you're using a good specialist. If you want to get more kills, obviously you're going to want to use a lethal specialist. So I recommend using the Purifier or the Scythe, but if you're someone who maybe wants to work towards getting more of those streaks or be more situationally aware, you may enjoy running the Vision Pulse, which allows you to see where the enemies are around you for short periods of time, or something like the Combat Focus, which is going to allow you to double your points and get to those streaks faster in order to make sure that you keep cycling streaks after streaks after streaks in any game mode that you're playing. And the 10th and final tip that I have for you guys is just practice, practice, practice. You're never going to become an incredibly good player or get a ton of really great kills on your second or third game of Call of Duty. That's just not really how it works. So if you practice, 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 play a couple games every single day, and work on all those other tips that I gave you, you're definitely going to become a better player in Black Ops 3 and increase the amount of kills that you'll get. But anyways, guys, thank you all so very much for watching this video. If you guys did enjoy, please be sure to smack that like button. It really does help the channel grow. If we could shoot for 100 likes on this video, guys, that would honestly mean the world to me. I know it sounds kind of cheesy, but honestly, when you hit a like goal as a YouTuber, it really does mean a lot. And if you guys haven't added me on all of my social media yet, be sure to check them out. They'll be scrolling right now at the bottom of the screen. Be sure to add my newest social media, being Snapchat. My username is ProHenis. I add everyone back and I Snapchat everyone back, so be sure to add me on that and we can have a great conversation. And anyways, guys, if you watch this entire video, comment down below #MoreKills. That'll let me know that you guys watched this entire video. And anyways, guys, thank you all so very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Until next time, everybody, keep gaming, and as always, stay cool. Adios.